This is what they don't teach you in school. They teach you formulas, dates, definitions, but they don't teach you what to do when you feel like you're not enough. They don't teach you how to handle the pressure. They don't teach you that a grade is not your identity. And if you're a student right now believing that your entire future depends on a number on a piece of paper, you need to hear this. Hi guys, I'm Daria and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is where we stop letting school, grades, and expectations define you and start discovering what really makes you shine. Today we're talking about something every student needs to hear: why school is not the final word on your future and why your grades don't define who you are or what you're capable of. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you might look at your report card very differently. Chapter 1: Education versus Intelligence. Education and intelligence are completely two different things. You can be a genius, incredibly smart, and still be completely unintelligent, both in school and in life and in the way you treat others. The reason I'm bringing this up is because in school, I met so many teachers and adult figures who, just because they were teachers, didn't automatically mean they were truly intelligent. Many had no clue how to interact with younger kids or handle even simple social situations. And here's the thing: when you're a kid in a school setting, you naturally look up to teachers and older people. You assume they know better, they know more, and that they know how to behave. And here's the tricky part: because we naturally look up to them, we assume they're smarter, wiser, more capable than us, but when they act thoughtlessly or say things that don't make sense or handle situations poorly, it can make you feel small, confused, or even less than. And the truth, it's not you, it's them. Their intelligence on paper doesn't always translate to real understanding, patience, or common sense. So if you're a student right now, or if you've had a rough experience in school, I want you to understand one thing: it's not you, it's about them. Most of the time, it's how teachers handle their lessons or how education itself is structured. For example, I've seen this so often. A math teacher who's brilliant in their subject assumes that makes them better than everyone else, which, by the way, doesn't automatically mean they're intelligent. They carry themselves with an air of superiority, and when you're struggling, that attitude only makes things harder. They don't even need to say a word. You can feel it in a glance, a sigh, a tone. And especially as a young kid, that pressure can feel overwhelming, but it's not your fault. Teaching is about helping people understand, not making them feel small. The real issue was never whether you can do it or not. It's about finding the right approach that helps you learn. So while you're sitting there thinking, why can't I get this? Or why does everyone else understand this but I don't? Just remember this: you're measuring yourself against a system and people that aren't designed to show you your worth. Some teachers, some adults, some school rules, they're flawed, messy, and human. And yes, that can make school feel like a trap, a place that highlights what you don't know instead of what you can do. But here's the thing: realizing this, that's the first step, because once you understand that grades, lectures, and school smarts aren't the only measure of your brain, your value, or your potential, suddenly feeling not enough stops being about you and starts being about a system that can always show you your true intelligence. Chapter 2: Why I couldn't relate to best years of my life. When someone would say school years are the best years of your life, I just couldn't relate. At that point, I was waiting for school to end. Sure, there were good moments, but especially toward the end of comprehensive school, I didn't feel happy there. I just wanted out. A little backstory: I live in Finland and attended a well-regarded school in Helsinki. I started an English class, but at home I spoke another language. I barely spoke Finnish, so I switched to Finnish class to focus on learning the language properly. That's when the struggle really began. I was learning the language and trying to keep up with all the subjects at the same time. Imagine trying to solve equations or remember who did what in history, all in a language you barely spoke. Like juggling flaming swords while blindfolded. That was me completely out of sync. No wonder I was falling behind. And it compounded, especially because I was introverted. I didn't really feel surrounded by friends. Communication was already hard because of the language barrier. And when that's your reality, it's not just school anymore. It becomes everything at once. And here's the thing: when we're young, we also deal with our personal challenges, and on top of that, school adds extra pressure, something the system rarely takes into account. The school had a strong reputation, and to be clear, not all teachers were like this, but unfortunately, some acted as if they were untouchable, and you don't need words to feel it. Just a glance or a shift in their stance tells you everything. When I struggled to keep up, some would act as if I wasn't capable of understanding. As I grew older, I understood that it wasn't me. It was the way the system worked and the approaches available at that time. Luckily, I had one teacher who felt like a light in the tunnel. She saw I was struggling with the language, tried different approaches, and actually helped me without shaming me. One teacher can make all the difference, and that's proof learning is about guidance, not judgment. Funny enough, after graduating and moving on to other schools, I started excelling and I got better grades. I think it was because of the pressure and approach of my old school. Once I was in an environment that matched my pace and needs, I could finally thrive. The point is this: as kids, it's easy to feel trapped in the system. We naturally measure ourselves against it, but as we grow older, we can step back and see the truth. Sometimes the problem isn't you. Sometimes it's the method, the structure, or the approach, and none of that reflects your capability, intelligence, or potential. Chapter 3. Grades don't measure you. You shine where school can't even see. School, or the system, often focuses on grades and quietly assumes that those numbers reflect who you are, as if a few exams could summarize your mind, your talent, your future. Especially when we're young, it's easy to forget there's a bigger world, thinking school is the only game and your future is on the scoreboard. But here's the truth. We're not built the same. We are gifted in completely different things. You can be incredibly smart in math and completely lost on a football field, or struggle with equations but be unstoppable in sports. You might not ace physics, but you can read a room in seconds. You might not write perfect essays, but you can organize an entire event without anyone telling you what to do. That's something school often overlooks. It highlights the mistakes, the red marks, the needs improvement, rarely the hidden gifts. For example, I struggled in subjects like mathematics or physics, but on the other hand, in languages, psychology, and sports, that's where I felt strong, that's where I felt capable. And honestly, as a kid, it didn't always feel like my strengths mattered. The system itself only cared about certain subjects. Anything that didn't fit the grading box barely got noticed. So if you're a student right now, or even if you're not, doesn't matter. I want you to understand this. There are different kinds of intelligence: academic, creative, practical, emotional. Some people build formulas, others build businesses, some create art, some solve real-life problems no textbook ever prepared you for. You might forget the Pythagorean theorem, but you handled the cafeteria drama like a diplomat. That's emotional intelligence. You might not score highest on a test, but you're the friend everyone turns to. That's leadership. School is one playground. Life has many arenas. Grades are temporary. Your potential is long-term. Your value isn't a number on a paper. It's what you do with what you've got. Don't wait for school to tell you what you're good at. Explore, try new things, start small projects, notice what energizes you, because grades measure one door in a huge mansion. And you have hundreds more to open. Chapter 4. It's okay to not know everything. Struggling doesn't mean you're failing. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're not smart. It just means you're human, and that's perfectly fine. Nobody knows everything. Not teachers, not adults, not anyone. We're all learning every single day of our lives, and the school system sometimes makes it feel like you're supposed to have it all figured out already. That's not reality. It's just a system trying to measure things with numbers. So if someone ever makes you feel small because you don't know something, that's on them, not you. Their judgment doesn't define your ability, your potential, or your intelligence. Learning isn't about memorizing every fact, acing every test, or knowing every answer right away. It's about curiosity, persistence, and being willing to step into the unknown. Your brain, your talents, your competence, they grow over time, not overnight. Think of it like this. You don't need to know every street in a city to start exploring it. You figure it out as you go, and along the way, you discover shortcuts, hidden gems, and things you never expected. That's life, and that's learning. So take a breath. Let yourself not know everything. It's okay. You don't need to. You will learn, and not just in school, but in your whole life. And the best part, some of the brilliant discoveries, the biggest growth comes from admitting, I don't know yet. And if you think not knowing everything is a setback, guess what? Einstein didn't speak fluently until he was 9, still figured out relativity. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, still became one of the greatest athletes ever. Steve Jobs dropped out of college, still built a company that changed the world. The point, learning is lifelong. No one starts with all the answers. Every struggle is a part of your growth. It's not about being perfect. It's about trying, failing, learning, and moving forward. Grades, opinions, or setbacks don't define you. Curiosity and persistence do. You don't need all the answers today. Life's syllabus is infinite, and that's the fun part. Chapter 5. School isn't the final word on your future. When you're a student, it's easy to think that this is your whole life, that this moment, these grades, these exams will decide everything, but it won't. You have a whole life ahead of you. Every single day, you'll be learning, evolving, discovering new parts of yourself. Life is infinite, not a test you have to pass. I remember being so sad, completely stressed over grades, thinking they defined me. I wasted so much energy constantly stressing myself out. But here's what I've learned. That's simply not the truth. We're human. Of course, it's okay to feel sad. Just don't live there day after day. Feel it for a moment, then keep moving forward. One day of sadness, then back to discovering yourself. Grades on a paper, they don't define you. The system doesn't get to decide your worth, your potential, or your path. Don't be sad because of that. It's simply not true. How could a number ever capture your creativity, your courage, or your curiosity? What if your best talent isn't even on the report card? Who decides what counts anyway? The only thing you can do right now, give it your best, that's enough. Think about it like this. School is just one map in a massive city. You'll explore streets it didn't show you. You'll find hidden gems the system never mentioned. You'll uncover talents you didn't even know you had. Maybe you'll realize you're natural at coding, or sports, or leadership, or art. Maybe you'll find that your superpower is listening, organizing, or bringing people together. These aren't always measured in grades, but they matter, sometimes more than anything a test could ever show. It's okay to try, stumble, and pivot. Your path isn't a straight line. It's a zigzag, a spiral, a climb. The person you are today is not the person you'll be next year, next month, or even tomorrow. You are constantly growing, constantly discovering. So remember, school is just a chapter. Life is the whole book, and the best part, you get to write the plot. You get to explore, experiment, fail, succeed, and shine in ways a grade could never predict. Keep trying new things, explore your talents, fail at it, laugh about it, learn from it. That's how we grow, not by memorizing facts, but by testing our wings. Your potential isn't limited by a classroom. Your future isn't stamped on a test. Your story, that's all yours to create. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video spoke to you. Students, give yourself credit. You're trying, and that counts for a lot. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips, and I'll see you in the next one.